Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying. A client with borderline personality disorder was sexually abused by her father as a child and vacillates between insisting he is a kind and loving father and a horrible, abusive monster. This is an example of which of the following: A. Dissociative symptoms, B. Magical thinking, B. Rationalization, D. Splitting. The answer is D, splitting. This client is having two different thoughts about their father, which is that the father is loving and kind and is a horrible, abusive monster. This is the splitting response of these two different thoughts. The client still wants approval and love from their father, but knows that their father is abusive around him. A. Monolingual U.S. counselor. A. Speaks only English. B. Speaks English and Spanish. C. Works as a counseling interpreter. D. Fits the definition of bilingual. The answer is A. A monolingual U.S. counselor speaks only English. Monolingual is only using one language. Bilingual uses two languages, such as English and Spanish. A client from a family of 6 children is extremely conservative and responsible, but suffers from feelings of inferiority. According to Alfred Adler's birth order theory, which place in the family is the client likely reside? A. Lastborn, B. Firstborn, C. Thirdborn, D. Fifthborn. The answer is B. Firstborn is where this client is likely to reside in the birth order theory because they are feeling conservative and responsible and suffers from the feelings of inferiority because they are not meeting their parents' expectations of them and is taking on the role of an additional parent to their siblings. If you are a firstborn child, you are most likely feeling these same experiences. Blank was a prime factor in the history of multicultural counseling. A. Frankel's experience in a concentration camp. B. Pearl's use of German concept of Gesalt. C. Freud's visits to the United States. D. The 1954 Supreme Court decision, Brown versus the Board of Education, which outlawed public school segregation. The answer is D. The 1954 court decision, Brown versus the Board of Education, which outlawed public school segregation, was the prime factor in the history of multicultural counseling because of the events that took place. If you are unaware of the Brown versus Board of Education, I would recommend reviewing that court case and research on how it was a prime factor in the history of multicultural counseling because it changed the way counselors view of how we need to counsel people of color, people of race, people of different ethnicities, so on and so forth, because it is an important factor in how we treat our clients. The theorist associated with bonding and attachment is A. Bowlby, B. Adler, C. Freud, D. Piaget. The answer is A. Bowlby. He has two different theories, the bonding and the attachment theory, which are the biological response and behavior systems in order to form secure attachments and create emotional bonds between individuals. He has many famous examples and experiments of how individuals bond and attach to one another, primarily in the infancy to childhood stages. That is all 5 questions for this episode. Thank you for listening. keep calm and study on.